All right, hey, what's going on, guys? Wanted to quickly share another video. I was just spending some time today with the Lord. The Sunday where I just have some time to myself is just a good time to really reflect, to do different things, and just be on a date with the Lord, right? With Jesus. And I just wanted to share with you what He put on my heart, because it's something that's on His heart and something that's been a real big problem, a very big concern. And I just wanted to share this with you. For a lot of people, it's going to be an encouraging word. For others, it's going to be very rebuking and a very corrective word for you. And so I pray that you would take this well in however the Lord leads you to take this. But a lot of us right now, we don't even realize it, but a lot of us are cursing ourselves because we're rejecting and we're mocking, we're ridiculing, and we're smearing. We are profaning, we're, just heckling and doing a lot of things against God's people and God's anointed. And what I mean by that is a lot of us, we think that we understand someone's perspective. We think we understand how a person is being used, or if they're not being used by God, and how they're feeling, how they're not feeling, and how they're receiving certain things. But we don't understand and we don't see it from God's perspective, because when God sees people that He's sent, that He's anointed, that He's growing and using, He's saying that He's pleased, that He loves His children. He loves, and He's so satisfied by the worship that they give Him, while other people are pointing fingers, and a lot of people are just having conclusions that they think that they understand from their own head knowledge, but really it isn't the case. And I see so many people that are looking at, mega church pastors. They're looking at internet people. They're looking at those that are posting and commenting and all these types of things, thinking, man, these people are so stupid. They're like sheep, or they're so influenced by Satan, and they're Claritans, or they're all these like different things, right? And they don't understand that God has them for a specific purpose, whether it's to pastor or to use them for, baby Christians, or to spread the gospel from an evangelical evangelical perspective, right? Evangelist perspective, to really share the word at its just core. And for others, there are people that God sends to do more higher level things, more detailed, more deeper things. And for others, God sends to do prophetic ministry, to declare, to decree. And for others, to just, topically, we'll talk about things like relationships and dating and all this stuff. There's people that are commenting and just even saying simply, oh, I'm so blessed, I'm so thankful, and just commenting very simply. And all these people are just jumping on board, just thinking, oh man, this guy is just being deceived, or these people are so weak and they're like sheep, and they're commenting on the people that are in people's churches. They're even writing off all the congregation that attend a certain church, that are under this pastoral leadership of a certain person that people think are, just prosperity gospel teachers, or they're, just wolves in sheep's clothing, and just all these different things, right? But you'd be very surprised. And of course, there are people that are wolves in sheep's clothing. There are people that are false teachers and false prophets, and people that the devil sends. But there are others that people misjudge, and because their name has been profaned, because a couple of articles and a couple of documentaries and some famous people have told them off, not even for them knowing who they are. It's gotten them a bad rep. It's gotten them to really divide those that are newer to a person or a ministry or a group of people. And a lot of people are just being written off. And so God is looking at these people and saying, man, well done, good and faithful servant. And He's pleased with some of these people. And you'll be very surprised at who will be in heaven and who will be given such a huge reward for what they've done and how they've shepherded and have stepped up to their calling. But for other people, those that don't know, they're so blindly writing people off. They're so blindly mocking people. And I see some people commenting even in this channel and as well many other channels, just saying how weak and how stupid some of these people are, thinking they know something, that they're following a certain person, or thinking, they're being blessed or not. Like, how do you know, right? How does anyone know if a person is blessed or not blessed? And that's between them and God, man. It's how they are impacted, how they're growing, how a person is being used. That's between them and God. And a lot of people think, oh no, you can tell from the fruit and all that stuff. But the problem is, a lot of people, they don't understand what fruit is. They don't understand that truly kingdom fruit is different than what you believe is fruit, right? A lot of people look at a stone and would think that's fruit, but when God sees it, it's not. And so there's a fundamental difference between what you believe is spirit-filled, God anointed just outcome to someone's ministry, to someone's life. And a lot of people are missing it. A lot of people right now are writing other people off, not knowing that they're even cursing themselves. And again, the same measure that's being used to judge you will be used against you, right? The Bible says. And so you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful at what you do, what you say to other people, to who God has brought and how God has sent and God has anointed. And those that are just blessed and reflecting and responding to these people or this ministry or this type of work, right? And so many people are calling each other and calling these people stupid and calling these people weak people and sheep. And so you got to be very careful at who you write off, because it's going to come around, and it's going to come around big for you. And you'll be very shocked and very surprised, because you've been dividing and you've been against what God is doing and who God has brought up. And some of these people, they don't look the best. They don't speak the best. They might even be handicapped. They might even have some disability. They may have not the best background, but because you see it and people see it from their eyes, from a worldly point of view, instead of from a kingdom and Christ-centered point of view, you're missing out. And so I just wanted to rebuke you and just correct you in that. But for other people, if you are on the other side, don't worry, because God's pleased. Like I said, God sees your heart, and no matter what people say about you, no matter what people do to heckle you, to put you down, to smear you, and to give you this false, narrative, whatever it is that people do, it's not of concern, because God sees it. And that's the only audience, an audience of one, that matters. And so I just want to encourage a lot of you guys, because a lot of people are on either side of the fence. And again, God sees it. He sees things on a case-by-case basis. He's the one that's the ultimate judge, and he's the one that dictates who he's going to use and bring up and tear down, and who he's going to really allow fruit to come about for this season, for this life, and whatever it is that God's doing in a person's ministry. And so be encouraged and be blessed, and just abide in him, because God sees it. God sees the person. He sees the heart, and he says, well done, good and faithful servant. I love you. You're a child of God. And for other people, he's warning you. He's warning you to be very careful. Be very careful who you put down. Be very careful what you say, because those words, they're not going to go idle. You're going to have to account for those things, either on this earth, as time passes, as things come around for you, or ultimately before the Lord as you get judged. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys, think about it, pray about it, and just be very careful. Be very careful. So God bless you guys, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.